I'll be making a traditional Ikenobo Shoka arrangement. In particular, it's very good for New Year's with this particular material. And in this case, we're using one material called Omoto, or in English, Rohdea Japonica. A common name in English is sacred lily. And so it consists of leaves, and then every 4 years or so, you get a cluster of berries. And that's all we use in this arrangement. And instead of the grouping of 3 in a traditional shoka, where you have your shin, your soi, and your tai group, here you actually have 4 groups. You have the tateha, or standing leaf group. You have the tsuyu ukeha, or dew receiving, or dew catching leaf group. The maiha, the front leaf group, and nagashi-ha, or the flowing or long group leaves. And then you have the berries. So you always have to have an even number of leaves, and then the berry grouping makes the 9th, or the odd number. In this case, I'll use 8 leaves, and the berries will be the 9th stem. Okay, so let me start with my standing leaf. And I am making this arrangement facing me. As I work, I'll turn it around so that you can see the front. And I'm going to slant this so that the tip of the leaf is right over the insertion point. This helps the arrangement feel stabilized. So that's the tateha, and then an helper. And I'm trying to keep everything centered, the insertion point, so that from the front it looks like a single cluster. Okay. And then this will be my tsuyu ukeha, or dew catching leaf, and it's facing the tateha. And then I will add a helper to that leaf. And when using one material in shoka, we typically want to mimic how the material grows, how this plant grows in nature. And so, in particular, the RohdeaJaponica has sets of leaves that come out from the center and open out. As the new sets come out, it pushes those last year's leaves down, and it continues until you get some leaves which are very flat, and some leaves which are very straight, standing straight up. And so we try to mimic that with straight leaves, older leaves. Okay? So now let me add the nagashi, or the leaf that flows out. And the actual skill in this arrangement is selecting the appropriate leaves for the various positions. You need new leaves and last year's leaves, and if possible, leaves from the previous year. Okay, and let me add a helper to that. Okay, now I'm going to add the front leaves, and I will add this front helper. And one of the characteristics of RohdeaJaponica, or Omoto, is that the stem of berries actually grows right next to the leaf. in many plants, the berries will come out nestled between leaves. Here, if you look how they grow, they actually grow on the side of the leaf. So we mimic that by making sure it's not in between two leaves, but actually to the side of the leaves. And so it seems like a very simple arrangement, 8 leaves. And again, the skill or the hardest part is trying to find the right leaves for the right positions. So let me. And from the front, you should be able to see the tip of each leaf without having to move your head from side to side. So I think I can see a traditional Shoka arrangement. I'll have to. So you have your tateha and its helper, your tsuyu ukeha, its helper, nagashi-ha, its helper, mai-ha, its helper, and then the berries.